During our handicap awareness unit called Friends the Same but Different, the fourth level at Eisenhower School has learned about many disabilities, such as blindness, deafness, retardation, and physical impairments. We tried to imagine how these people feel as they go about their daily lives. We attempted activities with blindfolds, canes, crutches, walkers, and wheelchairs. We learned how to use different kinds of communication, such as sign language and signal boards. Sometimes we were put in situations that were very frustrating and confusing, like a handicapped person might experience. After 2 weeks, we worked on projects of our own. Here are some of them.
Marilyn Cullen decided to write an essay on her thoughts about the handicap unit we did in school.
I titled my essay, A Wonderful New Experience. When I go to school, I usually expect to learn reading, math, health, social studies, and science. When Mrs. Muat told us we were going to learn about the handicapped, I was surprised. I didn't think we would study about the handicapped in school. Before the program, I felt that handicapped people were more different than me, that they couldn't do as much as I could. I was a little uncomfortable around them. I thought that the handicap program was interesting because we were able to try so many things. For example, use a brailler, eat with a blindfold, and use a cane. It was also fun to put clothes on with socks on your hands, using a wheelchair, and to write your name looking to a mirror. I never realized how a handicapped person could get around by themselves by riding a bus or some other vehicle. I learned how a blind person can eat and do other things. I learned a lot about handicap from this program. I feel different about handicapped people. I have better understanding of them and feel more relaxed around them. They have problems you can easily see, but they're still just like me.
We all found out that getting around in a wheelchair wasn't very easy, so Chris Bugle investigated his house to make it accessible for a friend in a wheelchair.
Hello, my name is Chris Bugle, and I did a diagram of my house so you could get a wheelchair in and out of it barrier-free. First thing you would have to do in the front is to get the handicapped person up to the front door is put a cement pathway through your yard, and then you would have to put a lift on the porch and take off the railing. You also could get down the driveway and into the garage or the sliding glass door to get into the house. On the first floor, all of the furniture is perfectly fine, no barriers there, except you would have to widen the laundry room door, you would have to lower the kitchen cabinets, put a handicap lift on the steps. You would also have to lower and put a ramp off of the first floor door to the deck. On the second floor, you would also have to widen all the bedroom doors from the hall. Next, you would have to widen door to room 18 and take out vanity and install handicap sink so the handicap could get his wheelchair under the sink. Next, you would have to widen also the door to room 19 so he could get in there and put rails next to the toilet. Thank you.
Brooke Wyatt chose a poem and transcribed it into Braille.
I never really thought about how blind people feel very much until we had the handicap program here at school. I thought it was very interesting and fun. I especially like learning about blind and deaf people. So that's why I chose a poem and then wrote it in Braille on the Braille. My poem is called A Friend. A friend is a special person. A friend is someone you can count on. A friend is good news. A friend will help you in times of need. A friend will comfort you when you feel down. A friend is a friend. A friend is a special person. I said I typed it on the Brailler. A Brailler is like a typewriter, only it types Braille instead of letters. Braille is just like our alphabet, only it is made up of, each letter is made up of raised dots so blind people can feel with their fingers. This is my poem in Braille. driller has 9 keys. These 6 keys make the letters. This is the space, this is the backspace, and this is a line key.
Becca Rao learned sign language for a song. Watch as she sings It's a Small World.
I did my handicap project on the deaf people. I did a song in sign language called It's a Small World. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears. It's a world of hopes and a world of fears. There's so much that we share that it's time we're aware. It's a small world after all. 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 It's a small, small world. There is just one moon and one golden sun, and a smile means friendship to everyone. Though the mountains divide and the oceans are wide, it's a small world after all. 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 It's a small, small world. Thank you.
Tara Petrinas has a retarded cousin, and her project is about him.
Teddy's Different World by Tara Petrinas. My cousin, 16-year-old Teddy, is mentally retarded. Sometimes Teddy has seizures. This means his body shakes without control and he drops on the floor. He does not realize what's going on. They usually last around 2 to 5 minutes. When he wakes up in the morning, he needs a little help dressing, eating, and going to the bathroom. Then he waits by the window for the bus. The school that he goes to is named Pathfinder. When he gets home, he has a snack and likes to watch Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers. He also likes to play outside. 3 of his favorite things in the world are someone pushing him on a swing, help mow the lawn, and help run the sweeper. Teddy has to take 7 pills a day to help control his seizures. Even though Teddy is handicapped, he loves the same things we love. He loves Kennywood and bowling. He can't swim, but he loves the pool. Teddy also has the same dislikes. He hates taking his pills, and he hates leaving the place when he's having fun. Teddy also has a lot of friends. I like visiting him a lot. When he sees me, he will run to me and say hi. Hi, then give me a big kiss on the cheek. Teddy has 2 brothers also. Teddy pushes people a lot. One time he pushed me right down the steps, then he had to sit on a chair for 10 minutes. But he didn't want to, and he made a big groaning noise. I don't know why, though. Sometimes I get so mad at him, I feel like pushing him. But I don't, because I know that's wrong. Even though I get mad at him a lot, I still love him. After all, he is my cousin, and I'm really proud of that. Thank you.
Mike Bernard will now tell us about a disabled boy from the book Do Bananas Chew Gum?
Do bananas chew gum? Of course not, but that's the title of my book. The author is Jamie Gilson. The main character is Sam Watt. He was cool, funny, and hard on himself. He was hard on himself because he always called himself Dumbhead Sam. He was learning disabled, and that he thought that meant he was dumb. But really it doesn't. It just makes you learn slower. In the book, he had a job. He babysat 2 boys 4 days a week. The boys really liked him because he always played games with them. I think he could be my friend and we could play a lot of things together.
Kirsten Mayer wrote her own poem about friends and learned how to sign it. She even illustrated it.
Friends. Friends help you when you need it. Friends are always there, and friends will always share and care, for friends are a #1 prized possession.
Now you will see Derek Papp's Helping Hand invention.
hand glove that is designed to help handicapped people do things around the house. It has 2 Velcro attachments to hold the fingers in place. To write, first you slip the incapable hand into the glove. Next, you fasten the 2 Velcro attachments together. Then, you slip the pencil, pen, or marker in between the 2 fingers. Next, you slide the thumb under the object. Now you're ready to write. All you have to do is move your arm to write.
Here's Susie Cimaroli, who picked blindness as a topic and wrote an essay about it.
Blind people aren't very different from us. They can talk, listen, smell, feel, and taste. Some can do all that and not see anything but light and dark. It helps some blind if they wear glasses. If you see a blind person on the street and you would like to help them, you first go up and say, "Do you need some help?" If they say no, then say, "Okay, bye," or something like that. If they say yes, then tell them to take your elbow. Then ask them where they would like to go. After they tell you, start walking slowly. The sighted guide should always walk a half a step in front of the blind person, so if you step up or down, they can tell. Blind people can make very good friends. A lot of blind people were born blind, but a lot of blind became blind when they were older. Blind people want to be treated like other people and don't want to be teased just because they're blind. Blind people may not be able to see as good as us, but are only different in that way. Otherwise, they're the same as us. Blind people use canes and dogs. Remember, blind people make good friends.
Bonnie Solomon created a great page turner with some simple objects. Watch how it works.
This is for people without hands. You can type with this. You can turn pages with this. You can turn on and off light switches. You can program a computer. You can turn on and off the TV set. You can turn on and off a microwave. You can dial a phone number. Anything with buttons you can use this with. The only thing you can't do with this is talk. Thank you.
Brian Sheets wrote a poem about disabilities and investigated how it would be to write with a brailler.
I used a brailler to copy part of my poem. I realized while doing this that it was an extremely time-consuming task. It took over 25 minutes to braille only 26 words. The hardest part for me was arranging my fingers on the keys without forgetting to hit any buttons. I also found it difficult to locate my place after taking a short break. This experience taught me that it must be very difficult for anyone to learn how to read and write in Braille. It must be even more difficult for people who lost their sight after learning how to read and write. All in all, it was a very interesting experience. Here's the poem in Braille, and now here's the poem. Just like us. Everyone is the same in many different ways. We all need friends to help us through our days. We all have feelings that someone can hurt. We all need love and not just hurt. Wheelchairs, crutches, braces too. Some children need these just to move. Blindness, deafness are just a few of the many things that can happen to you. Handicaps can be real tough, but friends can help you through the rough. To understand a handicap is a plus, for then you'll know they're just like us. Thank you.
Damon Spencer has a special friend in his neighborhood, and we enjoyed hearing about him this way.
The title of my story is The Same But Different. Hello, my name is Damon Spencer, and I live at 211 Bridge Street, Upper St. Clair. I live on a very normal street, except for one thing. There is a very special kid on our street. His name is Scott. He has muscular dystrophy, the same but different. They found out he had the disease when he was 5. He has been in a wheelchair since he was 10. When he was 5, they rated him mentally retarded. His parents fought for days, weeks, months, and years to get him mainstreamed from Pathfinder School. Now he is 16 and he's in ninth grade and he in a 12th grade reading level. But a tragedy has occurred. Scott has a very bad curvature of the spine. But there's one good point. They are putting bars in his back and this might slow down the deterioration. The operation was May 4th. After his operation, he is supposed to stay in the hospital around 6 to 8 weeks. I like Scott. He's my friend. The same but different.
Listen next to all the ways Jenny Lewis would change her house in order to use a wheelchair there.
You may think it's very easy to change your house, but it's really not, because I had to do a lot of things. I have to higher or lower these things. I have to lower the bed frame, higher the couches, chairs, and TV stands, higher the piano bench, lower the couches, higher the tables, and I'd have to put a chair in the tub so they can take a bath. You know, people like them are just the same, but if you want them to feel at home, please don't make fun of them. They're just like us.
Here's Katie Donahoe with the poem she wrote after the handicap unit.
Hi, I'm going to recite a poem I wrote that describes my thoughts and feelings about handicapped people. My feelings have changed since our handicap unit. A disabled person. A disabled person is just the same. Though he may seem different, he's got a name. He thinks and plays throughout the days. He loves and hates on special dates. He may seem scary, but is nice very. He may seem different on the outside, but what matters is the inside. So if you meet a disabled person, be nice and kind without a diversion. Thank you.
For our 7th inning stretch, Matt Rubino learned a song with sign language.
I learned Take Me Out to the Ball Game. I'm going to do it for you in sign language. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if we never get back, for it's root, root, root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
For her topic on mental retardation, Gina Ariana wrote an essay.
Hi, my name is Gina Ariana. For the handicap program, my project was an essay on mental retardation. The title of my essay is Retarded People Have Feelings Too. Retarded people, you might think, are strange or very different from us, but really they aren't any different at all. You aren't perfect. You can't make a basket in basketball every time. You aren't a perfect dancer. We all have problems. It's just that retarded people have special problems. It's not that they are stupid. They just might not learn as fast as you can, or they have trouble paying attention or remembering. But one of the most important things that you have to remember is that they have feelings. They don't want to be pushed around or treated badly because of their problem. They will feel really bad. They might not show it, but it's there. They want to be like you. So if you have a retarded or handicapped friend, you should try to help them through it. Thank you.
Chip Law invented a terrific way to adapt a shirt with buttons.
I invented this easy-to-fashion shirt to help people that are either physically or mentally handicapped so they can be independent and dress themselves. For example, a person that does not have use of their hands has problems putting on a regular shirt. But with my shirt, you can put it on with one hand. If you have arthritis, and have problems putting the buttons in the buttonhole. On my shirt, you don't have to button your shirt at all. People that are blind and can't see the buttonhole, with my shirt, all you do is take one half and stick it together. In order to make this very special shirt, first I took a regular men's dress shirt and removed all the buttons. Next, I ironed on circular Velcro patches in place of the buttons. Last, I sewed the buttons back on so it would look like a regular shirt. You can make pants and shoes with the same idea.
Listen to Jocelyn Geisler's essay on retardation.
If I were retarded, I would not like if people made fun of me or called me stupid or said I can't learn, because retarded people can learn. They just learn slowly. I used to laugh at them until I tried to put myself in their place and think how that would feel. Retarded people can be very nice, but I don't think they would like it if they got made fun of. Some people make fun of others from the way they look or how they act. But really, if you really got to know them, I think you would like them a lot. Thank you.
Here's Brian Borman to tell you about his new pen invention for those who have trouble with their hand muscles.
I invented a pen for people with arthritis or missing fingers. You can hold it by the knob at the top or on the sides. It is very easy to use. You hold it with any two fingers and slide it on the paper in the directions that you would move it to write out your name.
Tom Sullivan chose to write a story for his project.
Hi, my name is Tom Sullivan, and I did a story about a boy named Michael. I hope you'll enjoy it. The title of my story is A Boy Named Michael. Michael is 3 years old. He is mentally retarded. He does think the same, but only slower. Michael looks younger, but he isn't. Michael's tongue is always wiggling around. Michael can't talk too well, so he uses sign language to communicate with his mom. Michael has a dog. He loves his dog so much. He plays with his dog the same way you play with your dog. Some people think the word retarded means stupid or dumb. Retarded means slower to learn, but yes, they can learn. Thank you.
Listen to Kim Welch's story on mental retardation.
The funny-looking girl. One day I was taking a walk. In an apartment, there was a funny-looking girl staring at me. She yelled down from the apartment, "My name is Samantha. Do you want to be friends? What is your name?" For a few seconds, I just stood there. Then I ran away. That night, I said to myself, I could have told her my name and made a new friend. I stayed up all night thinking. The next morning was Saturday. I took a walk with my dog. I went to the apartment and climbed up the stairs. Samantha opened the door. I said, "Hi, I'm the girl who you wanted to be friends with, remember?" The funny-looking girl said, "Oh yeah, my name is Samantha. What is your name?" I said, "My name is Chris." Samantha said, "Isn't Chris a boy's name?" I said, "It can be both." After a while, I noticed that deep down inside, she was just like you and me. Thank you.
Adam Hartman designed a tool to help disabled person reach distant objects.
Hi, my name is Adam Hartman, and this is my handy helper. This is a tool I invented for a handicapped person. This is to help them to pick up small objects that they might have dropped, like a clothes hanger, a battery, or a nail, or a pencil. It is made up of a tool grabber, an electromagnet, wire caps, electrical tape, 2 9-volt batteries, and a Tyco speed controller to control the power. Now I'll demonstrate. clothes hanger. Pencil. A nail. And a battery.
Jason Lockwood created a unique hat for his project.
My invention is for deaf people. It is made out of 2 mirrors, a hat, and a coat hanger wire. It was made so that deaf people could see behind themselves. The reason I made this is so that nobody could sneak up behind you and hurt you.
Kristen White will read you a poem she wrote that summarizes what we've all learned from this unit.
Special feelings. Handicap awareness was a good unit to study. It taught us how to be a good buddy. Being in a wheelchair or unable to hear or see, these friends can do many things just like you and me. Going to school and learning new things, eating pizza, playing games, and riding swings. It may be a little harder for them. That's why we should always be a good friend. Always trying to give a little extra time, always trying to be helpful and kind. Thank you.
Rosin Wise read a book with a handicapped character.
The title of this story is Sally Can't See by Paul Peterson. Sally is blind. I am proud of her because when she goes swimming and bumps into someone, she laughs and keeps on going. She plays keyboard and the tambourine with her friends. Sally wants to do things herself and likes horses. Sally has many friends and cares a lot. I found out that Sally sleeps at school until holiday time. Then she goes home. She likes to go shopping herself. She does it with a cane so she won't bump into anyone or anything. Sally can make a statue of a horse with her classmates because Sally rides horses and knows what they are like. I could be Sally's friend because I like horses and like to swim, and so does she. I could also play my clarinet and she could play her tambourine or keyboard. I could help Sally by giving her encouragement. I like Sally.
Maura Shea decided to make an invention to help a handicapped person.
Hi, I'm Maura Shea. I decided to make saddlebags for people who are temporarily handicapped. See, if they are disabled and can't get up the steps, they would put this on the dog. The dog's head, this would go on the back, the dog's back. Dog's head would come through here, and this would act as a martingale. And these straps here would work as a girth. Now, if you're disabled, you could put, for instance, some crackers in one pocket, maybe your glasses in this pocket, maybe newspaper, maybe a cup, maybe a ruler or some pencils. Thank you. My name is Marcia.
Next, you'll see an invention that Ryan Mahone thinks will help blind people.
My device is to help blind people. Since blind people cannot see colors, they have trouble matching their clothes. Each one of these shapes represents a color. For instance, a triangle represents black. A blind person must learn what each shape means. Then a person who can't see can organize their closet, putting the clothes on the right color according to the shape. Now when the blind person goes to choose his clothes, he can choose a top and bottom that match. Also, when he goes to hang his clothes back up, he can put them on the right hangers until next time.
Heather Holslinger will now tell you about a book she read about a physically handicapped child.
The title of my book was The SS Valentine. It was written by Terry Wolf Phelan. The handicapped character's name was Connie. She was a very nice person. She couldn't walk, so therefore she was in a wheelchair. Here's a picture of Connie. Connie could do lots of things that the other kids could do. She could play checkers and chess, she could carry her own books, and she could play catch also. Those are only some examples. Now I'll tell you a little bit about the story. In the SS Valentine, there's a class that does a February play with the same teacher every year. This year they decided to do a Valentine's Day play. The play they did was called the SS Valentine. Connie was a new student in the class and she had never done a play with them before. All the kids thought that the play would be terrible because there was someone in a wheelchair in it. It turned out that Connie was the main character in the play. They decorated Connie's wheelchair to look like a spaceship. All the other students were Martians from different planets. Connie blasted off, then wheeled to one planet at a time. Each person that lived on a planet gave a Valentine's Day message. First they said it in Martian talk, then in English. One of the messages was, beep, glonk, flirt, I love Valentine's Day, and I also love you. The play really turned out good. All the kids thought it was the most special one yet after it was over. They thought it was special because there was a handicapped student in it. They didn't think it turned out terrible, they thought it turned out great. I think Connie would make a great friend. I really thought the SS Valentine was good, and I enjoyed reading it. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to our show. We hope you enjoyed it as much as the 4th level students enjoyed doing it for you.